guys, welcome to episode 2 of season 7, our second episode in the Premier League. Thank you very much for all of your feedback yesterday. Appreciate it very much indeed. We've got all of your suggestions on the transfer list or on the short list, as well as a handful of others from Twitch chat. The list is quite long. I am going to blitz this because we're waiting on scout reports on loads, but just to give you an idea of how many names I now have on my list. Ready? Garner, Bates, Gorner, Samek, Masengo, Tapia, Martel, Onana, Chapman, Saar, Pudge, Winks, Taylor, Blanco, Piero, Aziz, Sivald, Bainer, Lefay, Papelu, Elzate, Bula, Ugochukwu, Provod, Yayo, Kamara, Mwepu, Gori, Beltran, Moda, Regier, Marcos Antonio, Mangala, Bondo, Magno, or Magno, not sure. Divine, Gibbs White, Kozlovsky. Yep. So I'm going to need to wait for some scout reports, because that's a lot of people, and I only want one, and I can't sign all of them. So Chelsea at home is where we shall head next. And actually, that's going to be a bloody big game, as the rest of the Premier League's first game is going to get played now on this Sunday. You imagine so? Indeed it is. Bid from Spurs of 105 million for Elijah Stone. But you guys were quite happy with my reasoning behind rejecting Liverpool's bid yesterday, and I'm very appreciative of that. And actually, even though everyone else has played their games, because we played such a weak Leicester and got a 3-goal win, we stay top after a week. That's not going to happen for the rest of the season, so we'll just be happy with where we are now and know that it's going to change. But if we get any scout reports back, then I will show you them, but I think we're probably going to have to wait until near enough deadline day to give enough time to get all of the scout reports back. So it's going to be a case of getting the games done, heading to deadline day, and hoping we're not having to make a panic buy because everyone else has signed everyone else. I'm sure it won't be an issue. Not with the amount of names I'm going to have there as options. We got some young players we want to send out on loan still in this window as well. So hopefully we get some bids for those guys as well. Oh, it's a bid from Monaco for Scott Twine, which we will reject. I did want to acknowledge the fact that you guys have been mentioning about maybe moving Falconer out wide. This is definitely an option. Although he's only got 80 acceleration, even though his sprint speed is 89. Of the two, it would probably be more likely Rudoni would be better out wide, but obviously we now have Soria, so I'm not too fussed about moving either of them. For the time being, though, I'm going to head towards that Chelsea game and wait for scout reports. And fingers crossed, we can continue our decent start to the Premier League season, although I'm not expecting to be winning every single week. Make sure, as ever, you drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too. Come and follow me on Twitch, link down below, and you can watch me record these live, and you can see all of the behind the scenes as well. We've got nearly 200 people watching at the minute, so it'd be great to have more of you here. Of course, it goes without saying, spoilers, if you'd rather just watch the VODs when they go up, then you are more than welcome to. Of course, the way that I record the content is exactly the same as it is, or as it was before I started recording them live on Twitch, so you won't see any difference to the quality or sort of content that you've enjoyed for however long you've been watching. Some of you nearly 10 years now, and thank you very much indeed, regardless of however long you've been watching, whether it's 10 years or 10 days. We've had a bid for Hubner from Valencia, which we shall reject. Goodbye, Valencia. Sorry, not for you. I'll see you at, well, actually, no, not at Stamford Bridge. I'll see you at home, if not somewhere before. Our first game at our upgraded home ground. Of course, we changed grounds last year. We've since upgraded the ground that we were currently at. So we built a new stadium and we moved in. And we had 4 stands at either side, but no corners. We have since filled in the corners and added a tier at each end behind the goals. So this is our first game at our new upgraded Abbey Stadium. They've got Edouard Mendy in goal at 87. Reece James, Ozan Kabak, Stefan De Vrij, Ben White and Ben Chilwell as their back 5. Renato Sanchez and Kai Havertz in the middle with Pulisic on the right, Oyarzabal on the left, and Amin Adli through the middle at striker. They've got some intriguing players on the bench, actually, that I'll show you as well, including an 89 rated Federico Valverde, an 85 rated Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Harvey Vale is now 81, a player that we thought about loaning in a previous season. So they've got some depth, Chelsea. Not as much quality in depth as you might have expected, but still got some quality in depth. We've altered the squad numbers as well, so you'll notice those throughout the course of the episode, rather than me just go through a list again and show you all the numbers I've changed. You'll be able to pick them up throughout the episode. I'm sure you'll notice those that have different numbers, and if I get the opportunity to mention it when someone does something, then I will do. Kay Gordon, our new number 7. Semenyo, our new number 9. But unfortunately, no chance on goal in the opening 5 minutes. De Vrij, Sanchez, Havertz. Back to Renato Sanchez again. Well picked off by Barreiro Martins. Of course, the centre mid that we're looking to buy is as a backup to Martins, not to come in ahead of him. I'm going to try and get this back to Rudoni if I can, which we've done well. And Jack Rudoni draws this block from De Vrij. Unfortunately, can't get to the rebound ball. Elijah Stone might get to that. He's just done enough to give Pulisic a nudge there. We'll look for Rudoni. And I can't find the ball out wide, unfortunately. Oyarzabal into Amin Adli. Here's Pulisic. Still for Chelsea. Renato Sanchez out wide to Reece James. Still number 24 for them. No squad number changes for the AI. I don't even know if the AI do squad number changes. I don't think so. Havertz into Adli. Adli with the shot. Ubner with the save. And no corner, thank you very much. Or throw-in. And to Semenyo. Now, Chelsea was 16th heading into this game, so they must have had a rather poor first game of the season. Rudoni drawing the save out of Edouard Mendy there with a beautiful first-time volley. Unfortunately, not able to get it past the man, but he's won it back there, and Gordon will drill this to Semenyo. Got defenders closing me down, so I'll take the pot shot. Unfortunately, it's gone well wide. We shall stay at 0-0 for now, as Samuele Ricci has gone to Manchester City from Borussia Mönchengladbach. There have been some massive bids in this transfer window go through already. Biggest being Ravello, I think, to it's either Nicolo Ravello or Nicolo Ravella. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. He's gone to Barcelona for £123 million. And there are a couple of other £100+ million bids as well. We had 12 £100 million plus deals in a previous transfer window. I wonder if we can outdo that this season. Gordon, they're backing off me. They're backing off me. Actually tuck this back to Stone. And then try and find Rudoni, who will look quickly for Semenyo and play it straight to Stefan De Vrij. That was a lovely ball. So was that. At least we're not the only ones that are misplacing passes. Soria, Rudoni, Stone is arriving. We'll look for Semenyo, who's got there first and draws the save out of Edouard Mendy. Very nearly 1-0 Cambridge there. Mendy's going to come and get this, isn't he? It's annoying. Brilliant ball round the corner. And Semenyo tried his best to squeeze it home, but couldn't quite do it. Amin Adli is rapidos as well, so we're going to have to be wary of balls over the top to him. But for the time being, we're holding our own here against Chelsea. It's 0-0 at the Abbey Stadium. Adli, Havertz, Oyarzabal, Havertz again. Brilliantly played through to Adli and, well, brilliantly saved by Ubner, who's enjoying his time as our new number 1 after his loan spell last year. Significantly improved, and he's gotten across to that brilliantly. They're going to take it short, Chelsea, looking to take the lead before half-time. Pulisic stands it up. It's flicked on by Oyarzabal, and Hubner does get a hand to it. Despite having a good handling stat, he does parry a lot. The first one, obviously, absolutely needed to be parried, but I wonder whether he could have caught that second one. Oh! Did he get to that as well, or did it just go wide? I think it might have just gone wide. It did indeed. Chelsea pushing at the end of the half to try and take the lead in this game. It's been a very even tie so far, which is unexpected, to be honest. I thought Chelsea might actually give me the runaround here, but we've held our own. Both keepers drawn into saves. Semenyo's been pretty good so far. Obviously, the one key chance to score a goal fell to him. Kate Gordon has the overlapping run here of Hoover, who will lift it, looking for Semenyo in the middle. Can't be found. 1 minute added on. That minute is over, and more. 0-0 at the break. James, he's turned sharply there, and he's found Pulisic, who finds Adli, who finds Kai Havertz as a good block. Incapié manages to get in the way of it. Excellent stop there from Piero. Now they're taking Adli off and bringing on DCL, presumably. Yep, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's on. That's going to make aerial battles a little bit more difficult, isn't it? Ozan Kabak caught in possession, though, by Rudoni. They'd left 3 defenders back. I thought for a minute we were absolutely in. We still could be as Cade Gordon looks to get away. I see Semenyo arriving. I will still look for the ball into the middle, and it's too close to the keeper. Here's Oyarzabal. He's in behind, and I can't catch him. He's away. That's poor, though. But Havertz gets to it first. Delivered in. Please, Gwilt. Well up, Michael. Brought down well by Rudoni. Caught after the ball had gone there. Soria inside. It's a loose pass, but we get away with it. We'll go for a switch with McCallum, looking for Cade Gordon out wide. Actually nod this down the line, and Hoover can't find who it was meant to go to, and now we're in trouble. Oyarzabal. That touch on it. Might have just been enough. It couldn't have fallen kinder for Kai Havertz. The keeper came out to get a touch on it and was able to stop the ball from going into the back end of the net the first time. But it fell straight to Kai Havertz and we couldn't get a man to him to block the shot the second time. The initial pass into the box, we got a toe on, which actually took it towards the keeper, if you watch this. But he smothered it well, but it's just fallen straight to Kai Havertz. That's just bad luck. Not really anything else I can do about that. And he's tried his best to get back to it after he got down to make the first save. Kai Havertz gives Chelsea a late 1-0 lead here. And it looks like, yikes, we will be losing our first game at home in our new ground. And our first game at home in the Premier League. And in general, just losing our first... Well, this will be our first loss at Premier League level. We have, in previous saves, made a change to the way that we do things in our first save, or first season, sorry. Oh, they've cut me apart. Calvert-Lewin, good save. In our first season at Premier League level, when we've done a save where we've come up from the season below, we made a change halfway through FIFA 21. This is going to be the final whistle, isn't it? To say that in our first season at this level, when there were more than 3 games for an episode, we would sim the games against the big 6 in our first season in the Premier League to help potentially try and give us a bit of a more realistic first season at this level. And I will still look to do that in this first season at Premier League level, although obviously it just so happens that today we've only got the 3 games. And actually I'm going to sim the cup game against Hull because we're more fussed about the league games at present. A bid for Doyle from Genoa. They've offered me a 27-year-old right-wing Marvin. No, thank you. So moving forward, I will look to do that. So next month we have, well, 3 games actually. So we will play Liverpool, Manchester United and Everton. The month after that, we'll sim City and play the other 3. Then we'll sim Tottenham and play the other 3. And, well, that just splits nicely into 2 episodes of 3 anyway. So that's the way we'll do it just for this first season at Premier League level. After that, we'll, of course, change it and play the bigger games. But that's the way we kind of made the decision to... Oh, nice. That's what we wanted. Not a loan to buy, but we wanted to loan you out. That's the way we kind of try and do it in the first season at Premier League level when we get there, just to give us kind of that newly promoted Championship side feel to a save. We will sim this with the rotated 11 as it stands. So we'll quickly sim this game against Hull and head towards that game against Burnley because I'm pretty sure we'll get there before we have the scout reports back. It is a 2-1 win against Hull City as Semenyo comes on for Falconer and gives us a goal 2 minutes after entering the field of play to win us the game. So we're through to the next round of the Carabao Cup, meaning that one of those games against Liverpool and Manchester United will be simulated tomorrow because that next game in the EFL Trophy, not EFL Trophy, EFL Cup won't be played until next month. We've had a buy bid for Lewis Hunt. They were trying to loan him if possible. A bid for Semenyo, which I'm intrigued to see where it's from. Espanyol. Okay. Nice to see Semenyo's, done enough with himself to ensure that the players, ensure that other clubs are taking notice of him. But we will now go and play Burnley. And we should, after this game, before deadline day, have some scout reports back. At the very least, we'll have an idea of how good they're going to be. Time to go to Turf Moor. And to be fair, Burnley are 4th so far after 2 games. But it's still early doors, isn't it? To change the opposition's lineup, James, you need a second controller. You turn... Oh, no! Oh, bollocks! Well, that's annoying. We just accidentally... Actually, I can jump in, can't I? Oh, screwed that up. Thank God for the new jump-in feature, eh? To change the opposition lineups, and I'll leave this in the video as well for those of you that want to know. You turn on a second controller, go to side select in the customize menu, select the opposition with the other controller, and then you can change their lineup to make sure that everybody's in the right position, etc. Then you need to actually get to the game before you turn your controller off, otherwise it will reset the changes. But get to the game, and then you can do what I'm about to do here and just turn the controller off. That will bring up the side select menu, and then you've got your own team selected as the only one being controlled by a controller. Yeah, thank God for the new jumping feature. Thank you, EA. That's come in handy there. The first time I've actually genuinely wanted to use it. So, Burnley starting lineup then. They're still in Brexit 4-4-2. Etienne Green in goal. Connor Roberts, Taki, Piatkowski and Brandon Williams as their back four. Alberto Moreno, not that one, a different one. James Ward-Prowse, Josh Brownhill and Frank Honorat on the left, with Roberto Piccoli and Andrea Pinamonti, the Italian flavour, up top for them. They've got some options on the bench as well. Brad Young grows to 80 rated. That's intriguing. They've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench then, because I'm pretty sure Brad Young's a goalkeeper too, because I think we looked at him on Football Manager. Regardless, we are full strength, and we can now go and play Burnley from the 19-second point, thanks to that jump-in feature. Bloody hell. I nearly made an absolute pig's ear of that, didn't I? But thankfully, we're able to play on. Gordon with the throw. Elijah Stone just going to have to turn away from the men that are with him. Rodoni has Barrera Martins there, and we'll find Semenyo. We won't find Semenyo. We looked for him, but he wasn't to be found. That's a nice ball in behind. Piccoli seemingly with some decent pace, but Gwilt able to deal with it. If you cast your mind back, Burnley did drop to championship level in this save previously because we played them there. And if you remember, they didn't have a goalkeeper at the time. We actually lost by 1-0 when we played them when they didn't have a goalkeeper, which was, at that moment in time, particularly embarrassing. They have gone out and bought themselves a goalkeeper here, Etienne Green, and he's very good indeed, 82 rated, making a smart stop and then coming to claim it from the corner as well. So he shall stay at 0-0, although they've bowled that straight to me there, Etienne Green. And that's one of the worst balls round the corner to a teammate you will ever see. Gronkowski looks for James Ward-Prowse. Pinamonti, not Pinaminti. He's not... I know I said the Italian flavour up top, but it's not Pinaminti. James Ward-Prowse with the deflected shot. And he'll take the corner as well. Obviously, we know how good James Ward-Prowse is. Even from open play this year in the Premier League, he's proven it. But certainly from dead ball situations, I'm backing Rodoni to have the pace to get to that. And I backed him well. Let's go for a switch. I can't believe I said Pinaminti after saying Italian flavour. Unintentional, really good pun as it happens. Semenyo will look for a Stone. It's gone to Gordon, but he will get to it. And Rodoni's there, and he'll help it on its way. And here's Stone, and surely we will take a 1-0 lead, which we do. Burnley 0, Cambridge 1, up the yellows, even though today we're playing in black. But wearing the third strip that's not in the game. Pinamonti given away. That wasn't a sweet pass from stop with the mint puns, Ches. Rodoni, no, it's not Rodoni. That was Cade Gordon. I don't know why I thought that was Rodoni. Barrera Martins picked off well by James Ward-Prowse, and they'll try and counter here. Burnley. He's picked out Moreno well. Here's Piccoli, and he'll find Honorat, trying to stick with and block the passing angle for Pinamonti, but he's going to find Alberto Moreno here. And we get a good foot in. That was really well done and necessary too, because they were surely going to get a decent shot away on goal there. Soria will look for Semenyo. We'll go back to Soria, but it's a poor layoff from Semenyo. Not good enough there. Honorat, Brownhill, Piccoli, options. Although they just ran offside, which slowed him up a little bit. Now here's James Ward-Prowse. Lovely ball back out to Piccoli again. Driven into the middle, and Pinamonti does bury it. Good first time finish. Sweeping it into that corner. Good technique. Good goal. Fair play, Burnley. They've had a bright start to the season. A win and a draw so far, up in fourth. And now they've got a goal here at Turf Moor as well. It's 1-1. Martins. Andrea Pinamonti's first goal of the season and his first game of the season. I don't know whether that's because he's a new signing here. Or is that a foul? It is. Might be in trouble here. Just a yellow card, I think. Might be because Pinamonti's a new signing. Now, have we got a free kick specialist? We don't, do we? Falconer has got decent free kick stats, but I'm not going to bring him off the bench in the first half just to take a free kick. Do I take this short, or do I go for goal? We'll try it with Elijah Stone. Put a lot of power behind it and try and get it on target. Oh! Which it very nearly was, just dipping over the bar. Keeper was worried about that. Got to see Sean Dyche in the dugout after his sacking IRL, but that's the way it is. Here's Alberto Moreno, played in behind. Oh! Jesus Christ! Imagine if that had gone in. They love whipping balls in from this right-hand side of their attack, don't they? Ward-Prowse will try from the left-hand side with a set piece, and Pinamonti's header was very well hit. But nowhere near the target, unfortunately, for him. Hincapié into Hoover. And down the line into Cade Gordon. And get there, Antoine. Oh, he's bullied his way through. Antoine Semenyo to equalise before half-time. Not equalise, put us 2-1 in front before half-time. Yes, he does. Whoa, it was terrible first touch from him. But then he's just moved everybody else out of the way. Bullied his way past the defender. And then's got just enough pace to keep away from the centre-back to bury it on his left foot. Oh, did he score against Leicester, Semenyo? I can't remember whether he did or not. He did. That's his second goal of the season so far in the league. And obviously picked one up to give us a win in the League Cup against Hull as well. He's having a good season, Antoine Semenyo, leading the line up top as we hoped he would in our first season at Premier League level. Up the Yellers. And Elijah Stone out wide nicely to Cade Gordon. Caught on it, but it was a fair challenge. Honorat. There's a goal in the Arsenal game apparently, but we're not really worried about that at the minute as the former Manchester United defender Brandon Williams is on the ball here for Burnley. Pinamonti tackled. He's been a thorn in my side, Pinamonti, in this game. Very, very, very good striker so far on this game's evidence. I don't know anything about him, but I'd certainly be intrigued in having a look. Andrea Pinamonti. Oh, it's poor from me there. Poor choice of pass from the Burnley man too. Back to Barrera Martins. Elijah Stone was calling for it. Rodoni's through this gap. It's gone to Semenyo. Oh, and then that was me trying to play the pass with Semenyo, and it fell back to Stone and still registered the pass. Oh, challenge. Didn't quite get there with Hoover. Pinamonti. He seems like he's a bit of a brute as well. Big physical player. Williams inside to Honorat, looking for Pinamonti. Lays it round the corner and Gwilt in the way. Burnley are giving as good as they've gotten in this game so far, and absolutely you couldn't argue against them taking a point from this game. I'm trying my best to get a 2-goal advantage just to make things a little bit more comfortable. But at the minute, Burnley keep coming forward. Ball floated over from the free kick. It was won well by Sarir, but it deflected off Piccoli's head and went straight to a Burnley man. Piontkowski, Williams, Honorat. Good tackle. Necessary tackle. Quickly forward here to Falconer. And we'll look out left. Lovely ball. Finding Saria. We'll float this to the back post. It's not quite got enough on it. Looking for Kouame. Barrera Martins wins that header, but it's only gone to a Burnley man. Samaseku finds Young. Oh, man, that was a good chance. If I weight that cross a little bit heavier, then it almost certainly reaches Kouame. And we have a 2-goal advantage with a 3rd goal in the game. I'll still look for Kouame into the channel here. Get it back quickly, looking for Falconer. Takes it in his stride well. We'll slow it down. There's no need to needlessly push for a 3rd and risk getting caught on the counter when we've got a 2-1 lead. Here's Josh Key. There's only a minute left. If Saria can get on the end of this, we could stand the chance of getting that 3rd goal. We might not need to. Saria's taken an excellent touch there. And we'll lift it in. And Gordon is there. Fouled, was he? No. Touch off the Burnley man, though. Corner for us, which is unnecessary because we're going to get the win anyway. But who knows? Goal difference might come in handy. Gwilt is up. Piontkowski was the man that won that header, and it'll be another corner. Thank you very much. Let's try again. I'll take it short. We'll take it short. We'll turn with Falconer. We'll deliver it. And it's really poor. Give me the chance to hit this first time, ref. Never mind. A 2-1 win! Away from home at Turf Moor, but one that we had to fight tooth and nail for. Really good performance from Burnley in that game, and I couldn't have argued against them for a point if they'd gotten it. But thankfully, we had just enough to sneak it. Just enough to sneak it. So, as we head towards transfer deadline day, are we getting any scout reports back? Well done, Kiana. I'm getting no scout reports back, actually. Interest from Stuttgart in Kasper Koswovsky, who looked incredible, actually. He was one player we could see the stats for, so that might trigger me to go and look at him. But if he's going to go elsewhere, then maybe we look for someone different. I don't want to jump into making a signing that we certainly don't necessarily need to make when there are other options elsewhere. We'll accept that for Lloyd. We'll reject this for Callum Doyle, of course. So he will remain our backup centre-back, even though he's peaked at 81. And hopefully, at some point, there you go, we'll get some scout reports back. That's a lot of them as well, 9+. I'll be back in a moment. So all of the scout reports have come back. Not all of them, actually. Most of the scout reports have come back. Some of the players aren't good enough, and I've just rejected them straight off the bat. And, in fact, I want to do that with him as well. Some of them do look decent, though. James Garner is 81 rated. Long pass and short pass is very good. And it would be pretty much ideal, really, to bring James Garner to the club. Physically, he's not amazing, though. He's decent, but he's not amazing. There's Amadou Onana, who looks very, very strong. 91 strength, 6'5". He's just a monster. To bring him off the bench and boss people about might be quite fun. He's currently at Granada, which is a realistic option. Although 83 is perhaps slightly higher than maybe I was looking. Eric Martel, we haven't had a scout report back on. Looks like he's going to be good in the tackle. Slide at least. And stand, to be fair, 80 and higher. But I don't know anything about Eric Martel, and I can't obviously commit to buying someone I don't know the definitive stats of. We are on transfer deadline day, so I'm not going to have the opportunity to be able to get a scout report back before the window ends. Renato Tapia, 32. So even though he is 83, he would go down from where he is currently. Again, really strong. How tall is he? 6'1". And would offer us the opportunity to upgrade in that position sooner rather than later, for the content, to make transfers in the save. And would be a good option. 80 short pass isn't amazing, but he's brutal in the tackle. 89 stand tackles, very, very good indeed. And 80 short passing is good enough. So he's potentially one we could do. I do like the idea of bringing James Garner back from River Plate, because when was the last time an English player went to play in the Argentinian league? Yeah, you tell me. Nothing back here on Pape Matar Sarr, but he looks like he's not going to be very good at all, so we shall stop scouting and remove him from the list. Ricky Pudge at West Ham. They've rejected a bid from Genoa for him earlier in the window. Technically, he's not quite good enough, though, so I will remove Ricky Pudge as well. Kenneth Taylor at Sevilla does look good. 90 stamina. Physically, he's decent all-round. Technically, he's decent all-round. We're not amazing in the tackle, but is of the Harmer-esque type player, where he kind of good everywhere, doesn't excel anywhere, although Harmer does have very good finishing. But at 82 rated and playing for Sevilla, I'm not sure I can quite justify bringing him in yet. Maybe next season will be someone from a club like Sevilla. Antonio Blanco's 83. There's no way he's getting first-team football at Real Madrid. But he's on 160 grand a week, and physically he's not really there. We have other options that are, so I will say no to him. Miguel Aziz, just quite frankly, not going to be good enough, unfortunately, as an all-rounder, so we will stop scouting and remove him. Seevald at Bilbao, I could perhaps justify bringing in a player from Bilbao to the Premier League for us. Good in the tackle, good in the pass, not so good in possession with the ball control of 77 and dribbling of 79, so it might be a little clunky, but at 26, again, maybe 83, slightly higher than I'd want to sign. Similarly, Enzo Lefebvre is perhaps slightly higher than I'd want to sign, and he's excellent in possession and in the pass, but tackling-wise, he's not quite there. So he's not quite the sort of player I'm after. I'll take Seevald off. At the minute, James Garner is probably my go-to. We have kind of a very specific sort of player we're looking for, aren't we? An overall player that's not, or like an all-round player that's not got that high an overall rating. Steven Alzate at Galatasaray just quite frankly isn't good enough, unfortunately, so that will be him out of the question. Marco Boulat at RC Lens looks, again, very much like the all-round player we're after, but at 83, he's a bit too good. He'd kind of unsettle the squad, because obviously Barrera Martins I want to play. He'd unsettle the squad. He'd want an important contract. I can't really afford to give him that, because he'd just make everyone else unhappy by whinging too much. Leslie Ugo Chukwu doesn't quite look like he's good enough either, so we will remove him from Stoke. Lukasz Provod. Physically he's alright, obviously got the strength, agility and balance is there or thereabouts. He's basically a really good all-round player. Again, slightly older, so wouldn't cost as much, and would allow us the opportunity to upgrade sooner rather than later as well. I think signing an older player does make sense, so that then Barrera Martins will eventually become our backup centre mid, and then we sign someone that's amazing when this backup ages out, so to speak. So, whilst yes, James Garner would be good, do I go for Tapia or Provod in that regard? so that then when Martins becomes my backup, we then replace Provod or Tapia, and then we have the opportunity to sign someone that's first team then. Abdullah Kamara is not there yet, unfortunately, so we will stop scouting and remove him. And Mwepu, obviously decent for Brighton, physically very good, actually looks like he could be quite decent, and Mwepu, and would make sense signing another player that is in the Premier League. Tackle and passing are going to be decent, but can I commit if he's at the lower end of that? If his passing is 75 and his stand tackle is 83, I don't know. I can't. Taking that on board, I'm not sure I can really commit to Mwepu, so I'll say no. Moder, no, Gory. Gory looks decent actually. 25. He doesn't excel anywhere, but he's just that all-round player, although stand tackle is actually lower than I thought it was. 86 short pass, but 72 stand tackle. No, sorry, Gory. You're not quite as all-round as I might like. Jakob Moder is first team for Brighton, and you can understand why. Again, I'm going to say no. 83 is perhaps slightly too high. Marcos Alonso does look very good. He's only 5'6", though. And not very good in the... well, not amazing in the tackle, and not great passing-wise. Why he's 83 rated, I don't really know. If you compare him to Bondo... it might be because his physicals are great. He's probably really fast. Yeah. Bondo is 78 rated. All-round physically, and all-round technically. 84 short pass, 81 stand tackle. But for some reason... and 83 ball control and 88 dribbling. He looks like another Barrero Martins. But for some reason, he's 78 rated. Whereas Mangala, who's nowhere near as good, technically, as far as I'm concerned, is 81 rated. And Marcos Antonio's nowhere near as good, technically, as Bondo, but he's 83 rated. So if I was to sign a youngster, I think it would be Bondo. 78 rated, wouldn't ask for that much of a squad deal. So, of a squad role even. So that makes a lot of sense, although denies us the opportunity to upgrade later and move Barrero Martins down, because Bondo would come in and be a backup, and ideally I was looking for someone that's slightly better actually, but he would be an upgrade on Conde, who was outgoing at 74 rated. Gibbs White just technically is nowhere near where I need him for an all-rounder, unfortunately. He is definitely a cam. I was hoping he was more of an all-round centre mid, which he certainly isn't. Divine, I imagine, is going to be something similar. Actually, tackling he might be okay, but again, can't commit without knowing his stats. Now, are you ready for someone that just blows your mind? Kasper Koswovsky, currently at Brighton, an ongoing transfer potentially to Stuttgart. Physically, mental, and would suit a cam role. However, technically, he's got 82 stand tackle, and 86 finishing, and 85 ball control, and 89 dribbling. Oh, if I was looking for a starter now, wham, Kasper, in you come. But I'm not. So he's one that will stay on my shortlist, and absolutely, if his short passing improves, is a go-to later down the line. So I think I might go for Provod and then bring Koswovsky in later down the line, train him as a centre mid, and we're laughing. James Garner, I'll take on Nana out. James Garner is good in the past, but he's not as good as others. Provod at 82 from Espanyol is absolutely an agreeable, a doable deal. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sign Provod. Hopefully, he's not going to bargain for an important squad role. If I can't get him for rotation, I might consider signing someone else. Although at 30, he's probably going to decline a bit. So he might be less inclined to want an important squad role. Or maybe because he's still got time left in his career, a little bit of time left in his career. I'll accept that. He might want to be an important player to see out that time in his career. He can play left mid or right mid as well, although he's not that fast. What's he on a week? 25 grand. Now, please, don't be desperate for an important squad role. I'll offer him a rotation. Sign this and I'm very happy. Ah, balls. Okay. Annoyingly, you can't counter and offer the same thing again. I will accept the important role with the plan of him taking a step back to a rotation role in like a year's time. We're still in the cup as well, so he'll certainly get some football. We'll disregard the release clause. 58 grand a week, perhaps slightly more than I would have wanted to give someone that's aging that much. So we'll offer him 48 plus his bonuses, and he should sign that. No, he wants 58. Well, how about I meet you in the middle? Whoops. Not give you 78, and I give you 53. How's that? Okay, good. Right. I'm happy enough with that. Perhaps I shouldn't have signed someone quite so high rated. Maybe Bondo would have been better, but with the plan of purely for the content, signing someone that then is replaceable, and Barrera Martins would take a step back, and then we'd sign a first team player to play alongside Elijah Stone. I think that makes sense. If you see where I'm coming from, which I'm sure you do. And Provod will come onto the bench for Harmer. I think it's perhaps harsh to see Harmer drop off the bench, but certainly Provod is better. And they will both get first team football in this rotation side. Provod will go into that one, which of course will get the opportunity to have some more first team football as we push through the Carabao Cup. And who have we been drawn against in the next round? Scunthorpe. Well, if ever you wanted a winnable tie. But actually we'll be playing that because we're going to sim Liverpool and Manchester United because of what we mentioned earlier about simming the bigger sides in our first season at this level. And it'll be Liverpool because they're, sorry Man United fans, they are the better team. So it'll be Liverpool that we sim. Now let's see out transfer deadline day. So Hammond has been loaned out. Lloyd has been sold. A transfer bid from Brighton for Harmer. No. Brain. No, I don't want to make a transfer for the sake of making a transfer. I was going, or maybe I then go and sign that young 23-year-old. But no. We'll keep Harmer for the time being. I've literally just offered him a new contract, actually, because he was complaining about it. So it would make sense for me to then not sell him immediately after signing a new deal. Yeah. That was an intriguing one. I'm happy enough with the current plan. Koswovsky next season, perhaps. Koswovsky next season. Or the season after. Maybe next January, not this upcoming January. That makes sense. Koswovsky is at Brighton. Ruben Neves to Arsenal for 116. Rovella to Barcelona from Leicester for 123. And Karim Adeyemi to Real Madrid for 127 are the biggest deals so far. Manchester United are selling everybody, it seems. There's a lot more business going on in the Premier League than there was in the Championship. Hayes has just signed a new contract as well, so we will reject that. £890 million spent so far on transfer deadline day. A bid for Doyle of 19.9 from Leicester. Doyle is probably an area where we might look to improve in January or next season because, of course, Doyle has peaked at 80 rated. Bid from Falconer of 101 million. Sorry, bid for Falconer from Wolfsburg of 101 million. Lol. There's been so much business throughout the Premier League. It's so refreshing to actually have a lot of transfer business go through. Hunt, yes, a loan deal, please, thank you, at last. And another bid for Falconer, this time from Liverpool. They've offered me Tanguy Ndombele. A 30-year-old, 85-rated Tanguy Ndombele for Kirk Falconer. They did have him on loan, to be fair, but no, Kirk stays, I'm sorry. So much business, £1.25 billion spent, and it seems like a lot of it has been in the Premier League. Right, let's start from alphabetically at the beginning then. Arsenal spent 265 million, made 200. Saint-Maximin, Jacquier, Neves, Faulkner, Skriniar out. In. Ramsdale, Fabinho, Vencedor and Fofana out. Brentford, Cash, Cunha, Laborde and Corona in, with Norman going out. So much transfer action. Sunset in, Jimenez and Pedrosa as well, with Maserati, and Kozłowski's been sold by Brighton on deadline day. Etienne Green was new at Burnley. Chiquinho as well, and Bernard. Alvarado out for them. We've made £64 million worth of signings and sold £8 million worth of player. Chelsea, 323 million spent. Adley, Plata, Timber and Cancelo. They've sold Nesiri, Guerrero, Koutsias, Avila, Barry and probably more. Chelsea spending 300. Where's financial fair play? Everton has spent 232. Ilic, Kalimuendo, Rashford in, and Mbemba, with Zalewski going out. Fulham have spent 120 mil on Kruger, Bernardo, Rosas, Engel and Navarro, and Karabek, who is 84 rated, has gone. Which says to me then that Martinez is still there, the 88 rated striker that they had from last year. Diveev and Fabian in at Leeds, with Strauch, Pedraza, Skip and Guendouzi out. Leeds made a healthy profit, haven't they? Leicester, Zalewski and Greenwood in, with Ravella going out as we saw to Barcelona. Liverpool have signed Fabinho and Robertson back again. And Ndombele's gone in there. They offered me Ndombele. I'm even more pleased that I turned down that Falconer transfer deal now. They've signed Ndombele and then immediately offered me him plus some cash for Falconer. Well, that's a bit bullshit, isn't it? Shaw and Van den Berg out at Liverpool. City have signed Werner, Tierney, Ritchie and Okoye and sold Sterling, Martinez, Pedrosa and Cowell. United, Vogt, Fuchs and Gorosabel in. Garcia, Shortire, Palistri, Rashford and Bernard plus probably more out. Newcastle, Klimovic in. Shortire, that's where he's gone. Rosier in as well with Saint-Maximin, Matty Cash and Bade out. God, we're still going. 50 million spent by Forest in their new season in the Premier League. Salazar, Koutsias and Van den Berg. Southampton, Cisse, Odriozola, Diatta and David in. Okoye out. Tottenham, Pascual, CK, Gabriel in. Kimpembe and Balo out. So a centre-back and goalkeeper out there. Breathe. Prince and Cowell in at Watford. West Ham, Herrera, Varela, Lopez, Masrati and Kalulu in. With Baumgartner, Boss and Vigna out. Wolves with En-Nesyri, Sterling, Graham and Flores in, Sanderson and Plata out. My God, what a window! Could barely keep up. Someone do the maths of how much Premier League sides have spent this window. 265, 95, 145, 47, 64, 323, 232, 124, 81, 59, 60 basically, 142, 231, 26, 68, 50, bloody hell, 108, 136, 61, 103.4 and 126.9. Unbelievable. I'm going to do the maths and I'm going to make that the title of the episode. Premier League spends insert number. So I will save it here and not progress another hour because I'm going to need to go and get my calculator out. My God, what a Premier League window that is. Fulham have just gone 4-0 up against Luton above me. So, biggest transfer dealings in this window then. Some of them not even involving Premier League sides. Adeyemi to Real Madrid, Ravella, Neves. Rashford was 105.1. Vitinha to Atalanta. Jurrien Timber, Plata. Gabriel to Spurs. Saint-Maximin, Guendouzi went to Atletico Madrid. Jonathan David came in. Fofana went to Granada. Adley to Chelsea we saw. Smith Rowe has gone from Valencia to Atletico Madrid at 87 rated. Ritchie, 86 rated? That was literally, I was meant to say 26 rated. My brain went 86. He actually is 86. That's a happy little accident. To Manchester City. Palistri went to Villarreal for 71.6. Kieran Tierney to Manchester City, 87 rated for 71 million. Timo Werner to City. Sterling at 32 is 86 rated still with 94 acceleration. He still got it. Busio was a player I had on my shortlist actually, or initially was recommended to me actually. 85 rated, couldn't justify the purchase. Maxence Kakare to Inter. Sunset to Brighton. Jeez, I'm sorry about the end of the video, but there's been so much transfer action, it kind of all needs including. Pellegrino to Hertha Berlin. Karabakh went to Dortmund. Sigankov has gone to Leipzig. Andy Robertson, a 33-year-old, still 87 rated with 85 sprint speed. Andy Robertson back to Liverpool. Cortez, 84 rated regen. Uruguayan. Cavani maybe? Luis Suarez maybe? At 21, would have retired earlier in the save. So it will be one of those two, you'd imagine. Ilic to Everton, 26-year-old, 85 rated. He was recommended as well. Balo has gone to Atalanta from Tottenham. Oh, honestly, I need to give my voice a rest. You could just have a look here to satisfy yourselves. Cancelo, how good is he at 33? 88 rated at 33. My God. Nordstrom. Zlatan Ibrahimovic regen. Rather obvious there, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Oh, I need a breather. I need a break. Ah, there we go. That's all she wrote. It's probably a Thomas Muller regen centre forward. No, not a 25. Dunno. Oh, right. That's where we'll end it. We leave you 4th in the Premier League, although with Liverpool, Manchester United to play, and City on the horizon too. So it's not necessarily all going to go our way, but we're very happy with how things have gone so far. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you won't miss anything up. Fulham have made it 5 now. They're winning the title in style. Right. That's all for me for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow. If you want to watch me record this live, then there's a link in the description to the Twitch. Right. I'm going to go and edit it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.